The news for South Mississippi continues. Good Morning Mississippi with Rhonda Widener, Megan Gray, Tommy Richards, and Jim Tabor with traffic.
More and more corporations are going green. These companies are learning that it's good for their bottom line and it's good for Mother Nature.
Well, environmental expert Bob Lilienfeld joins us this morning to explain. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm very happy it's almost Earth Day. How are you?
That's right.
Happy
Almost
early
Earth Day. Well, tell us how companies across the country are starting to go green more and more.
Well, the interesting thing is we've all wanted to do environmental things, but it's nice that we now see companies joining us. And the two areas that I'm most concerned about are water and energy. And we're seeing companies that do things with water or where their products use water that are actually getting more and more into the environmental side of things. To start out, I bet you didn't realize that we throw away about 3.5 million of these little bottles of water every single hour.
Wow.
And rather than throwing the bottles away, please make sure you recycle them, or you can look for containers like this one that I have here, which is made from recycled plastic. Rather than buying water, why not refill it from your tap and just use that over and over again? Also, when you brush your teeth, turn the water off. You use about 1,800 gallons of water a year brushing your teeth. Just turn the water off, brush your teeth. When you're done, obviously rinse and gargle or spit, but in between you don't have to have the water on.
Big waste.
Right, and back to your question about what are companies doing, well, it's springtime and we all use water as we clean our homes. The U.S. EPA has a new seal called Design for the Environment, and this is a seal given to products that are designated as responsible products around the home. For example, the product that I have here that contains this seal is from S.C. Johnson, a family-owned company. It's scrubbing bubbles, and it's one of several of their products that have this seal or are considered as very environmentally sustainable and responsible products.
You think we'll ever get to the point where we can actually recycle those as well, the containers for these products?
Well, yes. In fact, you can recycle those. I'm glad you asked that. Most people don't realize that almost any container where the neck is smaller than the container itself can probably be recycled. If you're not sure, simply call your local recycling organization.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that, because occasionally I will put stuff like that in the recycling bin and it gets pitched out.
Oh, it shouldn't get pitched out. But again, you just need to talk to your local organization. And while we're on the subject of water, one of the other things that you do around and pitching things out, one of the other things you probably are doing right now is drinking coffee. And I talked about seals. There's a new seal from the USDA for certified organic coffees. For example, there's this coffee here, which is UBAN Organic Coffee, which is part of their growing line of sustainable coffees, has this seal. It means that the products come from pure ingredients and that they contribute to a more sustainable environment. Back to your question, when you're done with the coffee, take the grounds, and if you're having breakfast, take the eggshells, throw them into your garden. Don't throw them into the garbage.
Oh, good composting, yeah.
Exactly. They make great fertilizer.
Well, Bob, is it true that many of the ideas you're telling us about this morning can actually help save some money around the house or for companies?
Yes. One of the good things about doing good things for the environment is that it ought to save you money as well. And when you save money, it feels good in your pocket. It's also good for the environment. And saving money, by the way, is something that's a lot easier to do than you think. For example, if you need a new computer, instead of buying a desktop, buy a laptop. It saves 50% of the energy that the desktop uses. And over a year, that's a lot of money and a lot of energy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That was a good tidbit.
Definitely.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Full of great advice this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, my pleasure, and please have a happy Earth Day.
You too.
Likewise.
Thank you.